Yo, what's going on? November 1st, Wednesday. We are getting close to crunch time, and we're mixing up today. Gonna do a DraftKings best ball. They have a new $3 tournament. Want to get maxed out? Max on for $3 on on DraftKings is 20 max. Pretty simple, but it's filling up pretty quick. So we're gonna jump in. Hopefully, get a fast queue here. DraftKings queue is a little bit slower usually, but usually not too bad. Okay, 7 of 12 should be up pretty quick. Talk about the differences quick. It's the same roster construction. So 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, flex, tight end. And the only big difference is it's full PPR. So big emphasis on pass catchers. It does 2 things for you. I think it makes wide receivers much more important. You need those high volume guys. And it makes the late round pass catching halfback, late draft pass catching halfbacks much more valuable. The thing is, they don't get drafted like they're more valuable though. So you can still just let people slide, do like a 0 RB strat, and pick up those guys at the end. I think having an elite tight end is more important. A guy gets a ton of volume: Kelsey, Waller, Kittle. There are 20 rounds. We're going to be picking out of the 8 spot. Okay. There's also 20 rounds. It feels like it should take longer, but it actually doesn't, because on DK, if you get 1 pick auto drafted, it turns on the autopilot mode right away. So it's just like 5 seconds done. If you're not actively managing it, you just go into auto draft, all the injured players start going. You don't want to be part of that team. It does make it interesting, so you can look around and you can actually see who's on auto draft. So if you know there's an auto draft pick in front of you or after you, you know like they're going to take the guy at the top of the queue. So there's a little bit of strategy to that. But the other thing I know is on your the elite quarterbacks go a lot earlier, but the rest of the quarterbacks kind of go in their normal spot, like where they go on underdog. So I have very few like Mahomes, Josh Allen here. Let's see. Any other big differences? Not really. One other big difference is that people who draft on here are pretty soft. Like, you're not very sharp from what I see usually. The interface is a lot different though. It's very hard to look at other people's teams. They don't have a full draft board. You just kind of watch along the top. I'll put the pick history while we do this. It just kind of goes down. You don't get a full draft board. It would be really nice. Hopefully that's something they look at for next year. I think they'll see what Underdog did and try to do a little bit more. But best ball is definitely not DraftKings' priority. They use this as a customer acquisition tool. Really, what DraftKings wants to do is they want you to get on this platform and start going to their sports book. That's where they make most of their money, I think. Just based on the promos I see for their sports book, that's where they want your money to be. Is he an auto? No, okay. So we know it wasn't an auto because his avatar didn't flip over to the auto draft symbol. I'd like to get one of Adams or Kelsey. Follow me here. I think Kelsey is like probably the best pick after Kamara on DK, just because you get so much points from full point PPR. If you get that super high volume pass catcher. Kelsey goes. That might have been an auto. So who's available? I'm going Adams or Hill. All right, so we get Adams. Solid. We'll look to see what drops back to me. Normally I start this video off with news. There's like no news today. Roster cuts were yesterday. Nothing really happened. Only big news is Irv Smith is now completely undraftable. Probably should have been for the past couple of days, but he's got a 4 to 5 month recovery timetable. So sucks for him. I hate to see it. Guy that we were hoping to see a breakout from. Kyle Rudolph is finally gone. He was going to hopefully see some more action, but wasn't meant to be. Chris Herndon should be on the table then for most people as a late round tight end flyer, but just a flyer. I think I've been seeing him go a little bit too early for my liking. This is obscene if these guys are all on auto draft already. You don't know who you're taking in the first round by these drafts by now. Like, I like the signs of that. I mean, it's probably gonna be a pretty soft room. We do have someone with the awesome logo. I have to assume that someone has that uses the awesome logo has like just should be paying attention to what's going on in the National Ball League. It's another hack that if you see people using the default logos or no logo, like I assume they're just a little bit softer. They don't spend a lot of time on the site. No way Ridley gets back to me, right? There goes Mahomes. Way too early. It's the same scoring system, except you get a bonus for 300 plus passing yards. So it's not. There's no incentive to take a quarterback earlier. You can still only play one. Are these guys on auto? Are these guys seriously on auto? I don't think so. Maybe. That guy wasn't. Maybe they're just picking with 0 time left. Do I want to get one stud running back, like Najee or Gibson? It's kind of nice. I also just like grabbing Nuke here. We're gonna do that. Grab Adams Hopkins, just a ton of volume in a full PPR system. I think you definitely have to go Hopkins over Metcalf in the system where volume matters. Volume matters quite a bit more. He had 160 targets last year. And we can see that Metcalf, I think he had less than that, right? He had 140 targets. I'm not worried about AJ Green siphoning targets from DeAndre Hopkins, so yeah, so this gets a little. This is the part I don't like. I'm sitting on a turn here. I like to see the board. You don't get to see a draft board. Just because you see nice. Just see this pick history. Lamb went. Oh, I'm on pick history. Oh. So I went Hopkins. Najee goes right after that. Metcalf, Gibson, Mixon. Waller to the Kamara team. Kittle gets back to me. We're in a really good spot. He doesn't have to though. I'm not locked into Kittle even if he does make it back to me, but it'd be a nice option to have. In Allen, Jefferson, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown falls on DK a lot too. He usually goes after like Jefferson Allen, which is weird to me. Okay, Kittle goes, so that option's off the board. Usually Josh Allen goes around here too. I mean, it's not good, but usually does. Robinson way too early. His ADP is a lot higher on the side. The ADPs on here are not as tight as Underdog is. Underdog is pretty well figured out. DK's is off by a lot, like quite a bit off on some guys, and the guys like ETN and Dobbins and Cam Akers are still in the player pool. And their ADP is going down based on them not getting drafted, not because Underdog updates theirs differently than DraftKings does. DraftKings is still using all that data. Target machine here. Get a third target machine. Allen Robinson. That's a good 3 wide receiver start. Tons of targets. It's like a slight tier break though. I have like Robinson is like a slight tier ahead of the rest of the receivers in this group. He's up there with Jefferson, Lamb, McLaurin, Allen. There's a little bit of a break after that group, down to Woods, Evans, Cooper. Yeah, so we're 3 rounds in. We got a guy in auto draft already. I can definitely think about Chris Carson my pick, but he's not going to be there because the auto draft's going to take him. I'm not going to look Josh Jacobs, so we're going to go with Carson. Yeah. Another receiver. I would like to see Robert. I would like to get Robert Woods. Okay. Robert Woods' exposure is pretty low, so we're gonna go Robert Woods here. Get a share of Robert Woods into the lineup. Robert Woods is the fourth receiver, is just really solid too. I usually goes in the third on Underdog for sure. Okay, back to the history. There's too much of a premium on running backs on the side. Kyler Murray just went. I think Josh Allen's still available, isn't he? No, Josh Allen went. Kyle Pitts went already. Like, yeah. It's really bad being auto draft on this site because the ADPs are so bad, and that's what it goes off of. If you draft well, every team on here is gonna look good. So seeing the CMC and Dalvin Cook and Kamara teams getting these receivers with all of them is like a little scary, but it's not terrifying because knowing what I have in my team, they should be going hero RB. I'm gonna go like 0 RB, I guess. We're on the 5-6 round. I'm gonna start thinking about Lamar Jackson here. I don't think he makes it back to me, but we can think about it. Aaron Rodgers' ADP is a lot higher on the site, and that's makes it really hard to get an Adams Rodgers stack. Swift's still available. I love that they put the questionable tag on these guys too. It just kills their ADP when you play with like casuals. They literally think they're like on the IR when there's a Q next to their name. DJ Moore being available right now is insane. His ADP is like 8 spots lower on the site. I'm probably going Lamar here. God, DJ Moore in the 5th sounds so good though. I gotta do it. I gotta take my DJ Moore share. This team's looking solid. Lamar's gonna go to an auto drafter. Unless this guy takes him. This guy might be on auto draft. Nope. Grabs Lamar. Gaskin on the auto draft. I want to show you the auto draft team real quick because it's gonna be ugly. Lamar, Chubb, Taylor, Pitts, Sanders. He has no receivers yet. Very nice. Okay, Hawkinson goes. Andrews is gone already. We're gonna chill on tight end then. We can wait a little while. With a 20 player league too, it's more okay to go 3 tight end. Do like 3 punt tight ends and hope they catch their spike because on the right week. Mostert goes. I want to think about running back here a little bit. Jamar Chase in the 6 sounds really good to me. We do get like a bit of a tier break after as well. Actually, gonna go Damian Harris. Getting Jamar Chase this late would have been nice, but I really don't need 6 receivers in a row. I missed on an elite quarterback, and I've missed on a elite tight end now. So we're gonna have to make up for that later as well instead of just drafting a bunch of pass catching running backs. It's nice to get a Damian Harris kind of guy in there. Guy that we can be pretty comfortable rolling out week 1. I don't know how big his role's gonna be. It makes me very worried that Patriots have 6 running backs on their 53-man roster, but what are you gonna do? I imagine that's not their 53-man roster for the start of the season because there was only one quarterback though. So it's not like they brought Brian Hoyer back today. People are terrified of Jamar Chase. Someone just took Tyler Boyd instead of Jamar Chase. Okay, the Jamar Chase hate has to stop. The guy's going right now instead of Jamar Chase is kind of crazy. I mean, the only reason I didn't pick Jamar Chase was a roster construction decision. Not I didn't think he was a good value there. Visca goes, darn. Visca going is interesting because that was kind of like, I'm not going to reach out for Corey Davis. If Beckham falls back to me, though, that's got to be kind of nice. There's no auto in front of me, so. Okay, Odell goes. I think I'm going to grab Chase Edmonds if he's available. I'm going to grab one of Chase Edmonds or Trey Sermon. Hopefully Trey Sermon is here now. Okay, Devonta Smith goes. I can get Trey Sermon. Checking around, make sure that's what I want to do. Yeah, we're going to go Trey Sermon. So that's nice. Logan Thomas's ADP is quite a bit higher on the site too. I don't even know if it's wrong. High volume guy, PPR. All the quarterbacks are just like in a tighter range. Thomas goes, auto draft takes Corey Davis. Waddle, pretty soon we'll see the auto draft start taking some pretty egregious players like actual zeros. So he's gotta wait them out. Like I just scrolled over J.K. Dobbins. He's in the player pool. He's draftable. He's around pick 140 ADP. He will get picked by an auto pick. I'm not gonna go quarterback here. Look, I could consider Stafford. I'm not gonna go Tunyon. We're just gonna jam another receiver, and then going a ton of receivers on DK is good. You definitely want receiver in your flex on DK. It's even more important than on Underdog, even though it's important there too. Okay, we're gonna go Mecole Hardman. The interesting DK draft for me. Usually I have an elite quarterback and like a semi-elite tight end by now. We're gonna try to make up for that with volume tight ends and try to pick off a quarterback here. I think either Stafford or Hurts, maybe both. Jalen's the guy that you can play just by himself. Okay, now I definitely want to try to get Stafford here. We have Robert Woods. We can grab some other piece of that passing game later. Into Deshaun Jackson, Van Jefferson. When you're in 20 rounds, you can think about Van Jefferson real late. Higbee's still on the board. Higbee's still on the board. Doubt he makes it two full passes by me again because I have to grab Stafford first. Let's see. I guess the problem isn't that he. The problem is that the auto draft will take Higbee. Higbee's like we were at the top of the board. I think the auto draft gets 2 picks before me. I think it has. I think the auto pick has a quarterback already. But it might be okay. A little bit of game. You gotta play it with when you have an auto draft in DK. I mean, you have to do an underdog too, but DK makes it very obvious. Whereas underdog, like they could just come back. Pretty simple. Throw Stafford in my queue so we can get sniped out of the queue instead of off the board. Not a huge Stafford draft. I don't like his ADP. I'm not a huge Woods Cup drafter on Underdog. I like Cup and Woods here more. Get better value on them. This will be nice. It's an interesting team for me. I'll throw Higbee in the queue, but I think there's like just 0% chance he comes back. He's going to take Thomas. He needs to take Higbee on the way back because that's what. I don't know how a draft would do. Let's see what he's got. Let's see, he has 2 tight ends already. No, he doesn't have a tight end yet. Higbee's gone. Well, that is unfortunate. I think it would have taken Stafford too. I don't think it matters that I didn't have it doesn't have a tight end. Like you have to think about like it had a quarterback. I don't think the algorithm cares that it had 1 quarterback already. It would have taken the second one. I am still pretty interested in going tight end here though. This isn't the running back range I want to be in yet. When I have 2 already. Yeah, Higbee goes. Noah Fant's got pretty good potential though. Of just being a high target guy. We're gonna go with Noah Fant. Feels nice to get 1 decent tight end, and then we can still do like a double punt later. The second quarterback this team will be interesting. I think we can pretty well go Justin Fields. We have Allen Robinson, and then still be done at 2 quarterback. I think for Andy Dalton to keep his job by week 10, they would need to be like an elite team. Like if they're 500, Justin Fields is coming in. If Sony Michel makes back to me, I am gonna grab him here. Actually, it goes with my bet on the Rams offense already in this team. This is the area where I like grabbing receivers on DK as well. We get Nyheim Hines pass catching back. We get McKissick a pass catching back. We got James White, Gio, Damian Williams, Tariq Cohen being out for the first 6-week guaranteed in Chicago makes Damian Williams like a really good pick now. I think he was really good before. And his ADP, and that news came out, and his ADP didn't change. So I don't know if that was the assumption already that people are making, but it still makes him really, really good. Nyheim Hines goes. Okay. Oh, someone grabbed Fields already. We're looking receiver. Curtis Samuel's still available. I think I like Elijah Moore though. It's very possible Elijah Moore is just the one in New York, and Corey Davis is still the 2. Sets up a little backdoor Zach Wilson stack too, which I like. You can grab Jamison Crowder, another high volume receiver later. Grab Chris Herndon as a flyer tight end. Not Chris Herndon. Chris Herndon's gone to Minnesota. Set up Tyler Kroft as a flyer tight end, whose ADP should have gone up with Chris Herndon leaving, but didn't. I think is interesting. You look at the New York Jets depth chart. It says Tyler Kroft and Ryan Griffin, and Tyler Kroft's definitely the receiver in that group. Ooh, the pass catching backs are going. James White. It's a bit of an ADP reach, so I'm gonna try to. I think I'm gonna try to grab McKissick here. Although this Tony Pollard slide's pretty nice. And it'll give me a nice high upside guy. Oh, don't tell me the bot's gonna take Tony Pollard. Okay, good. Bot's gonna take Gronk. Okay, yeah, we're definitely grabbing McKissick here. McKissick is too good on PPR sites. Nice. Didn't go McKissick. But Ramondre Stevenson instead of McKissick, I think that's just kind of a mistake on a full PPR site. Some stacks we can do. So Fields gone, Murray's gone. We do have Teddy Bridgewater. I don't love it without Judy or Sutton though. Darnold's an option. I think Terrace Marshall is still available, isn't he? No, he just went. Mahomes obviously gone. Zach Wilson, Fitzpatrick. We didn't grab any other part of Washington though, so that's a little dicey. So to keep an eye on running back. Okay, Gio goes. Kind of want to get. There's some guys at the end of this draft that are just like really good possibilities too. I do kind of want to get Damian Williams. I don't think I'm going to reach 15 spots for him though. We can look tight end. Zach Ertz is the guy I've been moving up my board too. Sounds like he's the one piece of news I saw was like on Zach Ertz today. It sounds like he's fully bought into being in Philadelphia now. The trade requests they made amends. They're all good to go. Zach Wilson just went. Okay, well, not doing that stack. I guess I don't know. I like grabbing Sam Darnold late. I think when he's got like 4 guys that are super high volume, like he just has a good chance of going off. Ertz goes. I gotta stop saying good things about players. Man, I'm gonna grow. I do like Nelson Aguilar. Although why would I draft Nelson Aguilar when I can draft Terrell Owens? Opens up a Derek Carr stack. I didn't have time to go look and see if Mac Jones is available because there was an interesting stack with Aguilar, Henry, Jones. Okay, Dobbins just went to the auto draft, so sucks to be him. Don't play auto draft. Auto draft just ruins the whole experience for everybody. So I don't mind that they are literally paying the rake and they get injured players on their team. Underdog's at least nice and takes like the injured players out of the player pool. DK just leaves them in there. And they basically say if you're not managing your queue and being alert, then you get an injured player. Not our fault. And I have 8 wide receivers already. I'm still kind of interested in going Aguilar here. This guy on auto pick. Randall Cobb to the auto. I think I'm gonna grab Aguilar if he's here. Yep. I can still do like next turn go Hunter Henry into Mac Jones, which would be quite spicy. Mac Jones is going quite a bit higher than this on Underdog. And I've seen people make some pretty egregious reaches for him, so to get him kind of like even anywhere near his ADP feels good. And his ADP, like on DK, you have to realize his ADP is on the rise. He was probably like 200, 210 a couple days ago, or I guess yesterday he was named starter, and now he's shot up like 20 picks already. And these ADPs aren't localized to this tournament; they're across all DraftKings drafts. So to see him moving up this quickly means that he's getting drafted quite a bit higher than that. After Henry goes, though, it changes my mind a little bit. We take him out of the queue for sure. I might want to just look running back here. I'm already pretty committed to going like double tight end late. I might go Tyson Williams. It's a little early for Tyson. These quarterbacks are being snapped up. I'm gonna grab Darnold. There is a legitimate concern on DK though that you run out of quarterbacks to take. Okay, we get Darnold, DJ Moore. I think it's just fine. I'm gonna think about tight end a little bit here. I don't think so. Actually, I'm not. I don't like this range. I'd prefer to wait now and go like Croft, Herndon, whatever. Are two guys on auto draft there? Yeah, he's got Irv Smith. Feels bad, man. So let's look running back. We still only have 3. Pretty happy going Tyson here. Oh, it's my pick. We will go Tyson Williams. We're probably going 6 running backs. We're going 2 QB for sure if we're done there. We're probably going 6 running backs, 9 receivers, and 3 tight ends. We're really happy with the front half of my receivers, so we don't need to go up to 10. Well, I am going to 10 on DK, but let's do extra picks. But I think getting to 6 running backs in this lineup and taking some extra shots is kind of nice. I guess I did have the Mac Jones, Damian Harris, Aguilar stack. Would have been kind of interesting. I don't think Mac Jones and Damian Harris have much correlation though. Damian Harris isn't really going to be the pass catching back. It's going to be James White. But I think Damian Harris is going to vulture touchdowns from Mac Jones. Or they're going to have like low goal line correlation. I wish Carolina had like a 4th receiver you could draft, but after Terrence Marshall, it's like I think it's David Moore. David Moore, yeah. I actually don't. Panthers released Moore? I didn't see that. That's today. They signed somebody else? Yeah, see, they released him today, not yesterday. That's interesting. That's a huge bump for Terrace Marshall, actually. That's a huge bump for Terrace Marshall. That like solidifies him as the third option there. Like the third option there last year was Curtis Samuel, and he did just find that offense too. So I like that. That's interesting. But people also don't draft enough receivers early enough because these guys are still like draftable receivers. I'd be happy taking them. I'm gonna grab Dan Arnold here. I'm on a Dan Arnold truther, but don't mind it. Don't mind it for the stack. And then we'll grab one of Croft or Herndon, hopefully, for the last receiver spot. Or last tight end spot on my roster. We'll go 2 more running backs and 1 more tight end. Round this one out. See what we got running back. Rashad Penny made the team. Along with one of 5 running backs, though, makes me very nervous for his backup role. Sean Watson goes. Darrell Williams goes. That's a good pick. Penny goes to an auto draft. Justice Hill would be my pick here, but I already went Tyson Williams. There's guys down here that are draftable, though, so. I'm going to grab Tyler Croft now, I think. I'm afraid Tyler Herndon still gets hurt by Conklin. I think Tyler Croft's spot to being a rosterable tight end is more interesting. Okay. We're going to take some shots on running back here. It gets ugly here, but it's worth it. So start throwing guys into the queue. Jackson. Ahmed. Samaje, Quadre. I heard the Bengals like Chris Evans too. And that's probably it. Probably it for draftable guys, huh? Yeah. Now this order is, I'm not a huge Marlon Mack guy, but like there's a chance. I like Quadre Allison. Got a good chance of doing something. Hello? Oh, somebody got drafted. Ahmed got drafted? Okay. That's fine. Mack goes. Boston Scott's path to playing time seems pretty simple. Well, that's why I like drafting him. People aren't taking Bateman. Is that IR tag scaring them? Means they couldn't come back in week 4, which is what we already thought about Rashad Bateman. Man, if I hadn't drafted so many receivers already, grab Scott here. If I hadn't drafted so many receivers already, I would like you should be drafting Bateman right now. If you have a receiver spot on your roster, you should draft Bateman if you're in this lobby. If going undrafted is like not right, especially in 20 rounds. This IR designation is something we already knew about. So man, so many guys on auto drafted end of this just getting guys that are literally unplayable. Alright, we're gonna Quadre Allison. At some point the offense just goes off the rails in Atlanta. And they're gonna be done with Mike Davis. Okay. Team is set. End up on a 2-6-9-3 build. Usually like to get 10 receivers, but this team deserves good ends. Bear with me. The UI on here is significantly worse than Underdog. I can't even go look at other teams. I can, but it's like not even as fun to look at. It's too difficult to manage, in my opinion. So we're still looking at my team. Running backs are weak, but terminal of the upside. Damon Harris should be a good enough floor to start off the season. Stafford at quarterback. Adams, Hopkins, Robinson, Woods, DJ Moore is such a good receiving core in this format. Then we get some pass catching backs like J.D. McKissick. Would have loved to get one more of like Nyheim Hines, James White, Gio Bernard in here. They went pretty quickly though. That happens. And then just some shots at running back. Nothing crazy. I think what you do here. Nobody's gonna draft Bateman. What a shame. It's interesting seeing what the last picks are in a 20-round draft, like Mark Ingram. I think Mark Ingram's going to play a little bit. Demarcus Robinson still available. Good pick. Grabbed him. Yep. I don't know who the last pick was. Nico Collins. So that's DK. Pretty soft. Like the last round picks are like still the same. That's the weirdest thing. Like they're still the same as you see on Underdog. They're just more. The running back goes a little bit quicker. Like you're digging deeper at running back. But your receiver picks are just insane at the beginning with like quarterbacks like Mahomes and Allen going first 3 rounds. Running backs go a little bit faster. I don't know. Kind of look at pick history here. By round, the only option. Okay. We scroll back to the very beginning of the draft. Mahomes goes 14. Let's see. Robinson goes early 3rd. Montgomery, this is like consistent stuff. Pitts in the 3rd, Allen in the 3rd. That's consistent stuff you see on the site. So you end up just like with a stacked receiver core on a site with full PPR. Just because their ADPs on here are not efficient enough, not optimized enough. So people who don't really know what's going on, making pretty bad picks, including Marquez Callaway in the 6th round. But it lets you get stuff like just crazy receivers. Why I love going like Travis Kelce in the 1st round here, because your receiver value is still there in the 2nd, 3rd round. Or an Underdog, if you go Kelce in the 1st round, your receiver value is pretty much dried up. You pretty much need to go receiver 2nd and 3rd round, or else it's probably gone. Or at least like tight end, running back, receiver. If you want to try to do like a hero RB build still with Kelce. So a little bit different. Lets you get like really interesting receiver cores, which I love. But all right. That's a DraftKings best ball draft wrapped up kind of a bit quicker than Underdog draft because due to all the auto drafters. But let me know what you think about DraftKings. What do you think about this draft? Leave a comment down below. If you stuck it out this long, hit like, subscribe. It means a ton to me. And we will see you next time.